Hello ladies and gentlemen, we come here, we're anti-feminists, so we come to Speaker's Corner to talk about issues relating to feminism. Today I'd like to talk to you about an issue I've not discussed here before, and that is the issue of, it's father's rights, but it's sort of father's rights in terms of becoming a dad and relating to that. So, okay, in the UK, since the 1970s, we've had a 50% decrease in the number of people getting married. So in 1972, there were 480,000 marriages in the UK. By 2011 census, that figure had dropped to 280,000. If we also consider that we've had mass immigration in the intervening period, and of a lot of the immigrant communities who are coming in, they are sticking to traditional family values, and what we're seeing, especially with the Muslim community, is they're having quite a high rate of childbirth. This is also the case for black African communities who are coming over. But then if we look at the white homogenous people of the UK, the rate of childbirth has fallen by quite a lot. So the overall rate now is about 1.84, and that's below replacement levels. In the 70s it wasn't. In the 70s we were more like 2.8, so it's dropped by a massive amount. Plus the actual population of the UK is being eradicated as well and replaced by immigrants basically who are coming in. So I've explained that to you mathematically. I don't want to talk about that for the rest of the talk. So now I want to go on to basically the fact that for fathers, since a lot of the more overt feminist policies were brought in the 1970s, and actually before, they have had, basically fathers at this point in time have no rights at all in terms of, you know, their rights as fathers. Like if a guy has sex with a woman and she gets pregnant, in terms of his ability to choose whether or not he becomes a father, he has absolutely no rights whatsoever.
Do you think that man should have the right to force that woman to have an abortion?
No, I don't know.
So what would you like to see in terms of his control? Okay,
I'll get on to that. Right. So basically, what I'm arguing for is that this one has actually, they've developed it. But apparently this has been kept back a long time, which is the male contraceptive pill. This has been kept back years, and we've been told again and again it's by feminist lobbying interests. They've been keeping back the male contraceptive pill.
International conspiracy.
Well, you know, it is this idea that women should have complete control over rights as parents, and that fathers should have absolutely no rights as parents. The other one, which is even more bizarre, that we have not seen, is that the father has absolutely no right, and that, you know, there's no legal framework around him saying, okay, I want to be a dad with this lady, and so we're trying to conceive now, and to put that in writing, you know, and to say that that's what's happening now, and to have that contract in place. Because, I mean, if marriages are failing anyway, that was usually what marriage was for back in the day, right? That you would have marriage, and then, you know, that would be the union, and shortly after you'd have the kids. And, you know, there would be a heavy emphasis on no sex before marriage, because obviously it's the sex that leads to the children, right? So now they had taken that away, and now, you know, we've sort of had this failure of religion anyway. So people aren't really sticking by these religious doctrines. You know, they're choosing to have sex before marriage, but there is no framework in place to set, you know, no rights that men have to say, okay, I'm trying to conceive with this woman. Also, after after she gets pregnant, the man has absolutely no right whatsoever to say, I don't want to be the father to this child. I think he should have rights to say that. Absolutely, because...
So do you think he has rights to say that the woman must bear that child?
No.
Okay, all right, but you do think he should have a right to say that he does not want to, if that woman should have an abortion?
No, I say he should have a right to say whether or not he becomes the father. So, like, the woman can still have the baby. Yeah, exactly. She can have the baby. She can be a carrier for it without him. But he should be allowed to opt out of any financial obligations, of any parent's duty obligations towards that child. Well, why the hell not?
Why the hell not?
Yeah.
I just disagree with you. That's also right. I'm very
because the way
you tie a nice bow around it.
Right, the way it currently works is that the woman has all the cards in this situation.
All the cards?
You know,
by cards?
Yeah.
Do you mean like anatomical advantage? Advantage
well, I mean the problem. The problem is caused by the legal situation, and the legal situation states that basically, okay, so he has sex with the woman, gets her pregnant, or she gets pregnant, right? She could have said she was on the pill. He doesn't know that she's not taking the pill.
Those women, they're just desperate, aren't they, buddy?
Hey,
all those women, they're just desperate.
well, it's great you want to shame me, but let's get back to the argument at hand. Okay.
Sorry, I just find your views incredibly...
So you think fathers should have no rights?
No, I'm just saying, I feel that the miracle of birth that is possible thanks to a woman's ovaries
right.
is something that society and culture as a whole should embrace and value, and I think they do at the moment through the legal system.
Okay, so what? Okay, can I give you my scenario? I was trying to give it you before.
Areas of society do not have that equal right.
Right, no. We were so oppressed. Women in 2016. Oh God, we've got it so hard. 2017, thank you, good one. Well, we've got it so hard, you know. Yeah, it's like we can work in any trade we want. You know, we can go to university. Like,
what more do you want?
I mean, you know, this whole area here looks so oppressive. You know, Jesus, it's absolute rubbish. But let's get back on to this scenario. So the woman says that she has taken the pill. Turns out she's not taking the pill. She gets pregnant. The guy doesn't know. He thought she was taking the pill. He doesn't realise, you know, and he's been forced into being a father. What right does he have then to opt out of it? You know, he cannot opt out of that.
He has every right.
Hey?
Your mind has been polluted by listening to too much US media. In the United Kingdom, he's well within his rights to walk away from it.
He is absolutely not within his rights to walk away from that. Have you heard of the CSA, the Child Support Agency? The Child Support Agency will make him be financially pay for that child if the mum says that he is the father. Also, the guy cannot demand a paternity test. The CSA will still make him pay for the child, even though there is no proof that he is actually the father of the child. And we see many cases of guys having to pay paternity payments and alimony payments for kids that don't belong to them.
Do you mind asking? Sorry.
No, fuck that shit. Why the hell should a guy's entire life for the next 18 years be based on whether or not he wore a piece of plastic when he had sex with a woman? What the hell? Like, that's the one decision that has to, determine the next 18 years of his life. How about the women's rights after she gets pregnant? Okay, she can take the morning after pill, she can go for an abortion, she can even put the child up for adoption. The guy has absolutely no rights beyond sticking his penis in a woman or not, and wearing a condom or not.
With the legal situation or more with the moral values?
The legal situation.
So with the legal situation, it's my understanding that it should apply to the populace as a whole, right?
Right.
Not just a sex situation. The example you give, where a woman might have been manipulative, she might have desperately wanted his money and everything else, okay? I could acknowledge that could happen. And there, the moral judgment is on her, potentially, okay? But as a society, if we look at the sexual inequality, the rape of women,
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
You shout at me. Okay, if you're looking at that role where women, our main role is to breed and to perpetuate the generations and things like that, okay, can you see where the law there is actually supporting the vast majority of women who get put in that situation as opposed to the manipulative ones who might make up a tiny pool of the female society?
I don't buy into any of the patriarchy narrative. I think it's a load of rubbish.
You're just talking about big umbrella terms. Can you direct some of the specifics that I'm talking about?
I think all of the patriarchy narrative is rubbish. I think if you look back through history, like women have been the breeders.
I'm really up for debating and talking about
No.
I'm going to leave now.
Okay, well, when you go back to the Women's March, and yeah, I'm sure you'll have a great time back there. Yeah, go away, leftist.
You're laughing at us. Do you have any idea what Fathers for Justice and the Men?
Yeah, and then you can realise why you've lost a cultural war and why you're never going to win an election again.
Oh, I'm really trying to understand your studies, but anyway.
I mean, to be honest, this is obvious to me. Guys should have the right to decide whether or not they become a father.
How do you enforce that without giving a man the right to force a woman to have an abortion?
Well, because you have a legal framework around when a couple are trying to conceive, and then you have a legal framework around when the woman becomes pregnant, and the guy has an opt-out ability at that point.
Fine. So an opt-out having to pay for the child, that might be up for debate.
Of being the father generally.
That's fine.
I mean, he could say, okay, I was a sperm donor, but I don't want to be a father for the next 18 years to that child.
That's in terms of paying for the child you're talking about there.
And looking after it and all the other bits, yeah.
You're talking about the child being born.
No, he has no right about that. A woman can trick him into that, and he cannot demand an abortion. I think that's probably fair.
Can he demand that the woman doesn't have an abortion?
No, that's unfortunately still up to her.
Then why are you putting such a? The thing is, that's an almost reasonable position.
Yes.
Why are you deliberately putting it in so obviously aggressive terms and making it sound?
Well, because I had a severely aggressive woman here who possibly went to the march yesterday, and had obviously been fed a lot of bullshit by the mainstream media, for the whole of her life, and she believed in a lot of this leftist, globalist, feminist crap. Obviously believed in the patriarchy. Well, yeah, I mean, she was pretty dismissive of me as well, so I was equally dismissive back. I don't mind giving as good as I get. I don't mind giving as good as I get.
So you're as ignorant as this organisation you say is very ignorant.
No, what I'm saying is that sometimes if they act in a stupid way towards me, then I will be equally dismissive back. I don't, what is this thing? It's like, okay, so leftist, globalist feminists have a right to be rude and stupid and vulgar and to walk around walking all over other people, but other people, like decent conservatives, don't have a right to answer back in as dismissive way.
No one's questioning your right. We're just bored of it.
Smug and cynical.
She was, yeah.
We see the results of what? No, she was smug and cynical, and we see the results of what happens to a lot of men who are exploited by women. Fathers for Justice guys, suicide, yes, ruined lives, and the children end up without a father, without a caring parent.
Your friend here is arguing for men to have the right to walk away from their kids. How can you possibly pretend you're on the same side? We've got a legal argument for the right to abandon your children.
Wait, hold on. What I'm saying will encourage maturity. What I'm saying will encourage maturity between adults, because they have to say, okay, we're trying to conceive, therefore it's in agreement between the man and the woman. So,
encourage men to walk away from their kids. How you're born?
What? No, I'm saying there should be a legal framework around it which comes into the 21st century, which isn't based in, 18th century or prior doctrine. And so it becomes fair if there's, you know, they're saying they're trying to conceive and they put that down, say, for a lawyer, and, you know, the lawyer says, okay, you two are trying to conceive, therefore, if she gets pregnant, that looks as though you were trying to conceive, so you obviously want to have a kid, so there is an actual agreement there. This agreement in the past was, it all happened with the institution of marriage, but now, not so many people are getting married. So
what does that contract create? What does that do? Why do you want that contract in place?
Because it's an agreement between the guy and the girl saying that they want to have a child.
That gets rid of your right to walk away, whereas if you haven't signed that contract, then you're allowed to walk away.
So your point
And then afterwards, if there's no agreement there in the first place, then the guy should be able to opt out.
with no contract, the man can walk away.
Absolutely.
I'm right. Your friend wants to create a situation where fathers are more able to walk away from their children. No, I just heard from the horse.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It's weird that your friend is arguing the opposite point. I don't sound on the same side.
Again, your version of it.
Okay, what I disagreed with about what this, not you, the other lady who was here before, what she was saying was that because of sexual inequalities throughout the ages, and I was like, well, whatever, you know, like the old patriarchy myth again. I mean, this is absolute rubbish. Like, if you look at human history, then men have always been the disposable gender through war, through going out on the hunt and being murdered by the lion or the crocodile who they had to snare that day. Whereas women, I guess they were disposable in a different way through childbirth mainly. So luckily we've improved the situation in terms of women's childbirth, and now not many die from that. Like quite a few did back in our past. But in terms of male disposability, we do not focus on that at all. We have absolutely no inclination as to male disposability, even though it's a massive part of our evolutionary history.